Mark was humming in the kitchen, which meant trouble in the most charming possible way. He hummed when he was plotting, or when he knew he was about to do the exact thing that would make Kelly say, "Mark," in a tone that could mean both exasperation and applause. He wore an apron that said "World's Okayest Cook" and had somehow turned the countertops into a collage of ingredients that did not, on the face of it, belong together. A stack of fresh citrus, a mason jar full of herbs, a pack of nori sheets, and, inexplicably, a tub of matcha. "Good morning." Kelly peered around the bedroom door with the practiced air of someone who had perfected casual surprise by hosting thousands of people for shows, family dinners, and the occasional wildly overscheduled holiday. "We are on a timeline, Mark." "We're on a timeline toward culinary greatness," Mark answered too earnestly. He brandished a small sheet of paper with the zeal of a man who'd been up until 2 a.m. reading food blogs and watching late-night cooking shows. "And tonight I am making, drumroll please, deconstructed Thanksgiving sushi." Kelly blinked. Deconstructed. Thanksgiving. Sushi. The 3 words landed like an avalanche of glitter and confusion. She loved his ambition. She loved his experiments. She loved, occasionally, that he treated every family meal as an art installation. "You are what?" Her voice threaded humor and disbelief. "Did you just say Thanksgiving sushi?" He gave her the look he used for all his terrible puns and brilliant ideas. "Yep. Hear me out. Turkey but rolled. Cranberry as a glaze. Stuffing, toasted, seasoned as the rice. It's seasonal. It's adventurous. It's Mark." Kelly's eyes widened and a slow grin started to form. "You're aware there's a turkey in the oven, right? A very respectable, traditional, and huge turkey." She nodded toward the oven, which hummed with the settled dignity of a piece of cookware fulfilling its destiny. "That turkey has been basted 3 times, has been narratively foreshadowed to the guests, and people are looking forward to it." Mark gestured with a wooden spoon, like a man trying to sell ice to penguins. "And that turkey can watch while I do mine. It won't mind. It will be honored." "But the guests, Mark. Your parents. My mom. The in-laws. We are supposed to have mashed potatoes that definitely have gravy poured in ways that make people sigh. We're supposed to have cranberry sauce in a bowl that Uncle Joe will lick triumphant. This is tradition." He pressed a hand to his chest dramatically. "I respect tradition. I also respect innovation. And sometimes you respect both at once. We'll honor the turkey by turning it into sashimi." Kelly's face did that fast, fabulous split second of stunned celebrity, the look she made on mornings when the teleprompter decided to be dramatic. "You can't just turn a turkey into sashimi," she said, equal parts parent and partner. "That is, legally and gastronomically, a hazard." "Not sashimi," Mark corrected. "An homage. A tribute. And besides, I found a turkey that is ethically sourced and pre-cleansed for raw consumption." Kelly stared at him. "Where did you find that turkey?" She had been in the business long enough to know when Mark's facts were more like cheerfully creative suggestions. "A deli? A sketchy blog titled All Natural Turkeys and Other Fine Decisions." He grinned. "Trust me, it's all very tasteful. And tonight is the perfect night. People will talk about it. They'll say, 'Remember that Thanksgiving when Mark made sushi?'" Kelly imagined the line in 1,000 social posts, some of them loving, some of them roasting, in the pure roast turkey sense. She could see the morning show pack of producers and crew glancing at their phones and chuckling. She could also see the mass of opinions on social media, which could be a battlefield she would rather avoid on a holiday. Still, she liked the idea of a story. She liked the idea of Mark, with his theatricality and childlike tendency to treat dinner as a performance, creating an unforgettable dinner. "Okay," she said slowly, hearing the wheels turn. "Here's what we do." Kelly slid into the living room and sat on the edge of the couch, hands steepled. This was how negotiations with Mark had gone for years. She would retain control, he would win most of the minor battles and be rewarded with the big narrative victory. You can have one dish. One small, non-turkey outshining dish. Think amuse-bouche. Think tiny. Delightful. Risque but contained. You don't trust me, he said, pouting in a way that was entirely part of the long-term marriage contract. I trust you to make something delicious and weird, Kelly said. I just do not trust you not to make it the center of gravity, so heavy that the actual turkey gets jealous. He gave her a mock bow. I shall make the amuse-bouche of the century. There will be a turkey, yes, but also a little roll. Miniature. Respectful. Much less Instagram. She nodded. Fine. Also, please do not throw matcha in any of the savory things without telling me first. Mark nodded solemnly, then dashed back into the kitchen, which was, by now, poleaxed with purpose. Kelly retreated to the living room and began the long choreograph of hostessing, texting the caterers for the sides she could never fully trust herself to make in perfect quantities, checking that the kids had final homework packed, and approving the playlist Mark had created, some tasteful jazz across from old classic rock, the sort of multi-generational soundtrack that makes people feel like they're in a movie. By noon, the apartment looked like Thanksgiving had declared war on minimalism. Oval platters, fluted bowls, and the good china were stacked like tiny white soldiers. The scent of citrus from Mark's experiments threaded through the more normal aromas: sage, roasted carrots, rosemary. When guests started arriving, Mark's parents first, cheeks flushed from a November air, and carrying a pecan pie, like a peace offering, the apartment felt like the center of the universe for a few hours, which it is at holidays. The kids, Lola and Michael, were whispering in the hallway, toggling between conspiracy and excitement. Dad's really doing sushi? Lola asked, eyes gleaming. Probably gonna be a disaster, Michael guessed, half-teenage smirk. But a very specific kind. Across the room, Kelly's brother in.